I wish this wasn't backwards. You know, this screen.
What are you talking about?
This.
Well, it's the camera.
I know, but it just messes with my head. It's like
messing with
it's like we need to put the camera the other way and put a mirror and have it so that right is right and left is left. But I don't know. But then yeah. Oh well, I know it's crazy.
Let's see.
It's crazy. All right, let's get rid of this because that need to be there. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get the. What's up, Wayne? I forgot to get the URL for the stickers.
Yeah.
Fudge. I said fudge. What's up? What's up, squirrel? Totally. Oh, did you shut off the air compressor?
Yes, I did.
All right,
Eduardo,
awesome.
¿qué onda, güey?
Is that what that was?
Eduardo.
Quando?
No, ¿qué onda? It's like, what's up?
Honda?
¿Qué onda?
Yeah, Honda.
Kinda.
Civic?
Honda Civic? No.
Honda Civic? Holy cow.
Monterrey,
What's up, Mark from the
Mexico.
UK? Hello from Michigan.
Hi,
Stop you by in a couple weeks.
John.
Cool, Scott. We're here
What's up, John?
all the time. If you do stop by, this is just a little helpful hit for anyone that wants to stop by the store. Most people, they'll go into the retail store. We're not in the retail store. We're actually in a separate building off of the retail store. So make sure you go to the retail store, say hi to Paul, do whatever you need to do over there, look at the store, yay. And then walk down to our store at the install side and make sure you come say hi to us. We get it all the time, but a lot of people will stop in the retail store and then they're like, oh, big fans. And if we're not walking over there for something, we don't get to see you. So make sure you come down to our side and just knock on the door and we'll open it up and say hi. And
Hi from Sweden.
you know, what's up for Phoenix?
Phoenix. Julio.
John, I guess John was sleeping.
John.
Hello from Detroit. Love the show. Hey, lots of people. Lexington, Phoenix. Where is the store? The store is in Clearwater, Florida. Believe it or not, we're right across the street from Hooters #1. That's right. The original Hooters is right across the street. So if you're a big Hooters fan, you could come here, say hi to us, and then go across and have some crappy wings.
What are you talking about? I love wings.
Paul from Atlanta. Have you guys caught up on your sleep? No, and I was actually getting ready to talk about that. So, how was your week?
That was very, very
Exactly.
high. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what's up, Jason? So our week was full. Our week actually was funny. We had one day this week where somebody canceled on us, and of course it was a whole day job, which totally screws up the schedule. They were supposed to come in. So every day this week we had systems on the book. So a big 5-channel installs, like full deals on every day, including Thursday. They didn't show up.
Scotty.
So it was like, Wingstop, or Wingstop is better. We don't have any Wingstops here. I'd rather have street tacos. I agree with that.
3.
So we ended up working on our Pioneer display. This sign that's sitting over here on the side, that's the top of the display. We haven't finished the display yet, so I was like, hey, it's on the bench. Let's light it up. Yay. What's up, guys? Love stuff. I'm starting my own YouTube channel, and you guys have been a huge inspiration for me. Wondering
what you can tell me about McLaren audio.
Not much, really. I gotta be honest with you. I've never ever played
with that.
Watching two live streams at the same time. Oh wow,
nice.
That's awesome.
We saw the McLaren at the Daytona.
Yeah.
There went Daytona, but we never had
an opportunity to play with it. So what's the difference on gauge wiring and what's the best, easiest steering wheel controls? All right, so go to Kicker. They have a wire calculator that you can play with. The size of the wire has to do with how much amperage you're going to be passing over it. So for example, they used to say when wire was real wire, first off you want 100% copper. All the ratings apply to 100% copper, not CCA, OFC, oxygen-free copper, and even that's kind of scary. 100% copper is what you're looking for.
Yep.
CCA is copper-clad aluminum, which does not have the same characteristics as 100% copper. So when you're looking at a chart and it tells you basically what you do, if you go to Kicker and you go to the wire calculator, they'll have the amperage you're going to be drawing, and then they'll have the length, and then that tells you what size wire you should use. It's great. It's real easy. And that's the easiest way to wrap your head around that. Most of the time, like the kits that come with like the 4-gauge, the fuse that's in it is about how much power you can use. CCA is poo-poo. CCA can cause you lots of problems for sure. We do have a video kicker that they lent us their box to do a wire test on if you want to actually see how bad CCA can be in the wrong application.
Yeah.
If you do have to use CCA for whatever reason, make sure if it calls for an 8-gauge copper, use a 4-gauge CCA. If it calls for a 4-gauge copper, use a 0-gauge CCA. And if it calls for a 0-gauge copper, make sure you run 2 0-gauge CCAs. A lot of SPAL guys like to use it because it's more affordable and they just do tons and tons of runs of it. As far as steering wheel controls go just get a CP2 from PAC. That's the Wave Tech. Why are we holding that up?
Because Wayne wanted to ask if we haven't played yet. No, not yet.
Bill just dropped this off this
one.
week. So yeah. This is the 2-channel DSP one. So we have 2 videos that we're going to be hopefully getting around to next week, unboxing and playing with. One is going to be this, and the other one is going to be the Rockford 4-channel. This week has just been really rough. New Zealand in the house.
New Zealand.
As far as CP2 goes, it doesn't matter what phone you have, whether you have Android or you have iPhone, go to the App Store, type in PAC, and then type in the Control Pro app. Okay, and that'll show you how to that'll give you your wiring, everything you need. So you can kind of like get an idea as far as how hard or easy it's going to be to install your steering wheel controls. We've showed it on here a bunch of times. It's called Control Pro by PAC. Yep. Lots of fun. Have you guys ever done a JBL MS8? I've done it once. No. Believe it or not, Andy, the audio frog guy, that's his baby. It was a nightmare for me.
Really?
That's one of those things that either you get or you don't. And if you get it, you loved it. If you didn't, you hated it. And it was a long time ago. I had a couple guys that loved it. Ada was one of them. Ada loved the MS8. We were talking about that. He's like, dude, I loved it. It was the coolest thing ever. I had that thing down. It was like I didn't get it.
All right, playing old school music like DJ Cool, LL Cool J.
It's right there.
Yep. Have 10 shallow what? 10 shallow sub, but it seems like it looks missing bass.
Yeah, you know, your shallow mount subs are always going to be a give and take. It's a shallow mount driver, and everyone keeps saying that their shallow mount driver is the coolest shallow mount driver out there. And each year those get better. So for example, when Kicker came out with their CVTs, the CVT sucked. And then they came out with the Comp RTs. The Comp RT was awesome. It was an amazing speaker. Pioneers were great for a while, and then they went silly. Phoenix Gold had a really nice shallow mount. And now, of course, Focal has thrown their hat into the ring, and they have their shallow mount Flax Series woofers, which I've yet to hear. I don't know, Jason, have you heard those yet? But yeah, you're always going to sacrifice something. And each year they get a little bit closer to where you don't have to. But the problem is that each year, on the other side, subwoofers, the normal size, get even better. So it's like it's a lose-lose. You're always just trying to play catch-up as far as getting close.
Nice, Wayne.
With Premium Bose, Access, DSP, or DSR1. I'm going to go DSR1.
Yeah. Eddie, yeah.
Jersey.
We're working on the reviews. We're going to do the 44. It's just like no time.
You guys have great success with them. I use the Link D bass frequency pretty often.
That's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
That's cool.
Thanks, Wayne. Yeah. You know, so back to the week real quick. So this week was, okay, when are you guys going to drop the 4400 review install video? Well, we already installed it, but I got to get it out of my car. I got to be honest with you, it's been boring for me. The shallow mount JL shells are pretty good. We haven't done the Flax yet. Yeah, okay, so it's about where we're at. And I agree with that statement. The JLs are pretty good, but I like the kickers.
Yeah.
Is there a T-harness for my vehicle and a DSR1?
No, it's not 3.
I'm pretty sure that, okay, so T-harnesses.
Yeah.
Obviously go to metroonline.com. If they have a T-harness for their DSP, it'll work on a DSR1. You just have to cut it apart, rewire it. No big deal there. Piece of cake. If they don't have one, Car AV is probably going to have one. All you have to do is search for a Bluetooth harness. So back in the day, Parrot and stuff like that made T-harnesses. So it's a Bluetooth T-harnesses where all these T-harnesses are coming from. They allow you to add in things. So just find the Bluetooth T-harness. If Metro doesn't make one, you go on Amazon, type in like Bluetooth T-harness for Mazda, and you should see your little harness come up. Because I know they make them. I think I have one somewhere around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make them. I've seen them. I know we have one somewhere.
Hey guys, so we know now the 2-ohm Infinity sucks on a Class D amplifier.
Yes. Sorry, can you guys run 2-ohm component sets? Which one are you reading? I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey guys. So now we know that the 2-ohm Infinity sucks in the Class D amp. Before I throw them away, can I run it?
Yeah. Get non-Class D amplifiers. That's really what it comes down to. Not every amplifier out there is Class D. Some of the Phoenix Gold are AB. Scar makes their RP series, the 150 and the 75.4 are both AB class amplifiers. The big Morel amplifier that we showed you are AB class amplifiers. If you have an AB class amplifier, you're good. That's all you need, and they'll be fine. The Class D, now some Class Ds, the higher end ones, are great. So like you've got a PDX V9, the LC 4800 audio control, that thing kicked amazing butt running the Focals at 2-ohm. Those are K2s, so if any speaker is going to be hard to drive, a Focal K2 is right on my list of I'm going to work an amplifier into the ground. And that Class D amplifier was amazing on those. I mean, like, whew. I mean,
Eric, yes, we have the Alpine 9-inch in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have it.
So anyways, back to this week.
Yeah.
Big systems all week.
Yeah.
And it was very, except for Monday. Monday was just radios, but every other day it's just been 5-channel.
Yeah,
big
that was
systems after
tired.
that, and then
I feel this week that was like
it was murder.
Yeah.
So we got a handful of videos up this week, meaning not many. We had our review of the show, so if you guys didn't check that out, go ahead and check it out.
Yep.
I know a lot of you are like, but it was car audio, and we talked about a lot of neat stuff, and it was good. So definitely you guys want to check that out. And then of course we had just a simple radio install this week because it was tough, man. It was tough trying to stay up to edit and get all that. I mean, and if you watch the video from Knowledge Fest, you'll understand why. I mean, we got 3 hours of sleep every night, so it was rough. It was tough, but that video to me does a really great job. And if you guys are installers out there and have never been to Knowledge Fest, definitely check that out because, dude, you should be going.
You like it, Sean?
You should be going because it was, and I always poo-pooed the idea. I'm not going to lie. I poo-pooed the idea. Fernando pointed out, he goes, you poo-pooed the idea too. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then we finally went and it was like, okay, now we want to go every time. We're like kids now, so.
Yeah. What's up, Victor?
But anyways,
what's up, Christian?
What he says, we get to play with the McLaren audio when I bring my Suburban. Okay, sounds good.
There you go, man.
I just want to clean up my system and install backup camera and radio. All right.
There you go, man.
Changing which set of wires to use. What was that? Was there a beginning to that somewhere?
Check.
What's up, Victor? I hope to go next year. We hope to go next year too. It's 2 a.m. in Dubai. Holy Jesus.
Have you guys worked on a Fender sound system?
In the Volkswagens, I think we've added a sub to it, and that's about it. What's up, Tony?
Hi from Dubai.
So this is what we need. We need this, like.
I'm gonna go in the front.
We need this, and we need that, like.
I need a wireless. A wireless.
I do. You know what? I'll take care of that.
A wireless. All right. What's up, Christian?
See if this will get you what you need.
That's cool. Okay, now you're in the.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get a shot. Is that better?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
All right, let's.
So now you can actually pay attention.
All right.
Scroll up to the top though.
Scroll. Where?
Wait, I have a question. My subs are running 2 ohm. The sub is 200 watts RMS, and my amp puts out 900 watts. For some reason, I'm not hearing the bass. Okay.
I have a question.
Do you guys have a build log for an 08 Accurate TL? Don't know.
No.
All right, so there's a couple reasons. All right. Let's talk about why your amplifier might not put out bass. There's 100 different reasons, so we'll touch on a few. First is depending on what you have it connected to. So if you're going high level, or if you're going line level. If you're going line level, it's pretty simple. You plug in the subwoofer output of the radio, and how is Ken Ward? Pretty smart guy.
Smart guy. He's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy. We'll talk privately.
Did you guys edition? Yeah.
Anyways, so if you have an RC output that's a subwoofer output, you plug your amp in, you're golden. If you have a subwoofer output that's like rear/sub, you want to make sure it's on sub and not on rear, because then you could turn on the rear high pass crossovers, you're going to lose bass. Now, if you're going high level into it, If you tap a speaker that doesn't play the sub sound, that would be why you get no sound out of it. So a lot of the times, let's say a Chrysler, there's 6x9s in the rear deck, 6x9s in the front door. You think, oh cool, I'm just going to tap into these rear subs. No. The front ones are the subwoofers. If you don't tap the front ones, you don't get any bass. Tahoe is also another common one. With Bose, the subwoofer's in the center console. If you grab one in the mid-range in the door, you're not going to get any bass because they're not the subwoofer. So you have to be real careful what speaker you're tapping if you're doing high level, low level. Now, the most common problem with subwoofers is if you have two and you have two wires going to the subwoofer, if they're wired backwards, they're going to be doing this, and that's called out of polarity. When I was younger, we called that out of phase, but I was corrected, and it's called out of polarity. It's the technical term. And that's when they're moving opposite of one another. When two speakers move opposite of one another, you get noise cancellation. Headphones do the same thing.
Audio control module for the Bluetooth is going to be in a couple weeks. That's what they say. So.
They're waiting for the new software to come out all across the board. So they're going to have one software that handles one specific software that does all the formats. So iPad, Windows, and Mac will all be under one software umbrella that's easily updatable and more uniform across. Once that drops in the next couple weeks, all that stuff is going to hit the streets.
All right.
So
hey,
anyways,
guys.
Real quick, finish it up on the subwoofers. Those are the real common things you want to check to make sure. The other thing is to check the crossover on the subwoofer. A lot of the times people have that thing set at like 45 hertz and then they have the infrasonic filter or whatever that's called on at like 25. So basically you're paying between 25 and 45 hertz. Not enough. Okay.
Okay, I lost everything.
Just scroll to the top.
I know, still. Hey guys, I want to install KTP 45U in a 2018 Grand Cherokee. 6 speakers, no amp. Do I need anything special?
Yeah, not to put that in that car. That's not what that's made for. That's going to be tough for sure. I don't know if I would do that. That's a lot of work for very little yield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you bleeding on the top of your head, Dean? Yes, I have a cut. Right here. I cut it on the IS-250 we're working on today. I leaned in to get something, and I had the little screw thingies off, and the screw, and cut my head. Great. Wonderful. Love it. It's midnight Sunday here. Finally caught up. Oh, awesome. There you go. What's up, guys? Quick question. I have two 1242D Type R's in a box, wired in series parallel to get a total of 4 ohms. What's a good amp to match that? Type R's, that's going to need about 750 watts.
Yeah.
Anything that's 750 watts of real power. So that's it. Just look for something. I mean, they make the PDR amplifiers that are really nice. That'll run them all day long. Don't get anything like a big 1,000 watt. Just 750 watts, man. That's it. That's all you need. Good 750 watts. Hola, amigos. Opinions on Pioneers Pros.
They're
good. The loudspeakers?
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I didn't like them.
Really?
No, I didn't think they yielded what. I didn't care for them.
Okay.
I was kind of disappointed.
They were right.
I mean, they're like everyone else's. I just didn't think they were special enough. I think if you're going to come out with something and be like, hey, we're Pioneer, put some stuff into it.
All right, I just bought 4 each replacement 5x7 speakers for a 2001 Mustang. Yeah.
Yeah, what should I... Stop moving.
Yeah.
What should I expect? Are they good? Well, I mean, every speaker... Scroll to the top. Every speaker has... Okay. No speaker's all bad, and very few speakers are all good. Yeah. Depending on what you're trying to do, like we've talked about many times, reasonable expectation. If you pay $80 for a set of speakers, you're going to get $80 worth of sound. If you pay $250 for a set of speakers, you should get $250 worth of sound. Yeah. Now, what that means is, what does $80 and $250 worth of sound mean? You know, they're like, if you say, show me an $80 5x7, I got 6 of them over there I can show you. They're all a little bit different. That doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that they're amazing. They all sound okay. Anything is going to sound better than the $10 factory speaker you had in there. So, aloha from Hawaii. Hope you're doing okay, man. Hopefully you're missing all the storms and wildfires.
All right, so what would you recommend to put in the Cherokee?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you want to give us a call, we could talk about it. That'd probably be the easiest way to figure out what you're trying to do. But, I mean, I don't know what your goal is. If you're just trying to get it a little bit louder, great. But 455U... I mean, if you put some speed, it's a lot of work. Let's just put it that. It's a lot of work for not a lot of output, especially in that car. All
right, so for the 7-inch Kenwoods, are the 1800s?
Hold on, these nuts in the house.
In the house.
Okay, get that off.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Kenwood 7-inch. What's the model number? The 18.
I don't know.
Just check. Right 7 inch.
Yeah, no, it was right there.
There you go.
Yeah, 7 inch.
Perfect.
XR 1800p. What do we want to know about them?
Yeah.
They're great. They have two different types.
Awesome.
They come in coaxial and they come with component.
Yep.
Are we at the top?
Yep. This is really
what's your opinion on Lynxwell T-Style Ford F-150? Okay, so we got to play with those. If you guys saw the video, we went to the Lynx guy and we played with those.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, they're not slow like I thought they would be. A lot of the times when we see those things, it's like,
yeah, he has energy.
It's Dean. Looks like you got your energy back. Yeah. They weren't slow. That's the key for me. They have to be as responsive as the factory because that's what most of the time. Now, where the suck came in, please turn that off, man. Little professional courtesy here. Really? The thing okay, so they have barely a 2-volt output, okay? And what it means, that probably means it's like a 1-volt output. So if you are planning on using it as a system builder, that's not what they were intended for. So you're gonna need a DSP. So if I was going to sell something like that, I would recommend getting like a DSR1 or some cheap DSP to throw in there because the guy told us, he's like, dude, there's not enough power to do anything sound quality wise. We just put the RCAs on there so that they would be there. Now, knowing that, if you have a Ford F-150 and it's got the 8-inch touchscreen in it that you've been waiting for a kit to come out on, this is really the only thing that's available to you to pull that crappy 8-inch screen out because it will work with all formats, whether it's got a 4.3-inch, an 8-inch, or an 8-inch with a Sony. It'll work in all of them. So that's pretty impressive there. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I could see us eventually bringing them in.
All right, RAM MBX. Check iSimple website. They have Bluetooth modules for Nissan, so you can check it out. Let's see. I know you're doing what?
I don't know.
I know you're doing a day and a day and a day.
So this is, just to give you an idea what he's talking about, the iSimple piece. So this is an aux input adapter for his G35. It's the NI1. What this is going to allow us to do is using the Sirius XM port, it's going to allow us to get an auxiliary input into his radio so we don't have to use an FM modulator. They make a couple different versions of these with a couple different add-ons for this. So this is what he's talking about. Thank you, Artie, by the way.
Yeah. All right. I have to. Oh, that's not working.
Well, yeah, you're making it worse, I think.
No, I mean, okay.
You guys mentioned something about bypass on a 4400 not hooking up the GPS, the VSLR. Can you explain that a bit more? Okay, so here's what we got. If you have the new 4400 NEX, yay! You get wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto that works on 5 phones. But what you don't get is a bypass so that you can watch the HDMI video or do anything like a DVD while you're driving down the street to make the kiddies happy if they're so happen to be sitting in the passenger seat. So, the only thing you can do right now is it still needs the emergency brake bypass, so it still has to be on, off, on every time you get into the car.
Yeah.
But as soon as you plug in the GPS antenna and it pings, it puts it in hybrid mode, which is something the navigation systems do. Now in the navigation system, you just hold the corner of the screen and then it says set on, and that puts it in bypass. That shuts down all the BS so that the video stuff can still play.
Yeah.
Because it's an AVH, it doesn't have the GPS's full package built into it. It doesn't know to do that.
Chicago.
So as soon as it sees, they screwed up. They built this hybrid software that's kind of AVH and kind of AVIC, and they pooped out a 4400. So if you hook up a VSS, it thinks you're moving. And it automatically, once it thinks you're moving, it knows to shut off the video. If you hook up a GPS antenna, it goes into hybrid mode, which thinks you're moving, so it knows to shut off the video. There's no way to stop it. None. At all. Yet. Period.
What's that IT
and
test?
Trust me, there's a lot of people that have really put a lot of effort into figuring this out and haven't been able to do it. So, if you want to use it, basically what you have to do is treat it like a 4200, which is no GPS antenna, no VSS wire, and then it'll think it's not going anywhere. The problem with that is that now you're relying on the GPS antenna for your phone, which is what we've been doing with wire CarPlay for all along, but for some reason now it doesn't work as good as it did previously. So, like, I can tell you, when I had my phone sitting on my dash, it worked good, but when I put it at my door, it sucks. So, that's, yeah.
All right, what harness bypass I need to bypass the Infinity on the second generation Dodge Dakota?
I think, if anything, you'd want to go to metroonline.com for that bypass. A lot of the times, bypasses for amplifiers, we either make them from stuff that we have,
Martin,
or Metro usually
Argentina.
makes them. Other than that, you know, it's a hit or miss. Got the 40 holder from my wife's Yukon, works perfect for now. For how I use it, no GPS. Yeah. Exactly.
Can you recommend a good 8-inch subwoofer and tiny
amp to go with it? Well, I mean, we have that 8-inch subwoofer right there, but that's not going to be tiny.
No.
If you want, you know, Pioneer makes an all-in-one 8-inch down-firing box, all set and ready to go. All you got to do is put it in the car. It'll go underneath the seat. It's in their shallow mount line. Sounds really nice.
Yeah.
A small amp to power it. I mean, you could go with a Rockford R 250.1. You could go with a Kicker. Then we got 300.1. Pioneer even makes a little tiny 80-watt thing. There's plenty of small amplifiers out there to power it. If you need something to hide, you can go with an ACM, an audio control ACM 300.1.
Yeah.
That would be a nice amp to go with. It'd be a really nice amp to go with. Or you could look at a Rockford PBR 300.1. Okay.
Dave, we don't get a lot of complaints about those radios because most of the time these people are like upgrading it. So, yeah, I'm sure that was 1-2 years old. That was a bad Bluetooth. So.
You know, there was a bunch of like 2400s that had issues, but that was, yeah. Peace out, guys. Thanks for the information. Thank you for watching.
Bye, man.
Home stereo question. I want to build a custom home stereo speaker
with 8-inch.
Okay, output. Parts Express.
Yep.
Go to Parts Express. Parts Express is the place for building home audio stuff. They're gonna have a ton of papers, white papers for building stuff like that. And if you guys are home audio fans and you remember car audio, etc., James of New Zealand, he's started a new channel on YouTube. I don't remember the name of it right now, but he does home audio now, so you can check it out over there. We put a link up before. He's up, yeah, just up in New Zealand.
How do I calculate how much power I need for my amp? In my amp.
Well, I mean, Ohm's law is going to be where you're going to start as far as which mathematical equation. There's several, and I don't know the one you're going to want off the top of your head. Howdy from India.
What's up?
But
any option with the JL new DSP built in?
We saw them this week.
Yeah.
I got to touch them. I liked the way they touched. I liked the way they felt.
The amplifiers are nice.
I liked the way they do their wire management.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty impressed with that. They're small. They're relatively small considering what they are. So I mean, we're not a JL dealer, so I find it sometimes hard to get excited about products I don't ever get to use. But they were nice. They were nice. It turns out I have a good friend at JL that I was unaware of.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that was also nice too. Spent a lot of time talking with them in the bar. So who knows? What's up from Miami?
Hey guys, when you test the radios for the customers, what audio format do you guys test? With the ACC, MP3, FLAC, MP4?
We plug in our iPods.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't do a lot of testing on all that stuff. I don't have the time.
Unless if the customer actually wants us to play like this specific song or something.
So what we do is if a guy comes in and he has a specific request, like I need to know if this will work, we go, no problem, bring this in.
That was a nice CD, Kelvin.
And I will open this, if we don't have one on display, I will open it up, power it up, and I will jam that thumb drive into it to see how it works. And that's it. What's the, power Alpine PXV9 or Alpine XA990V? It's funny you should mention this. This was a big debate while we were in the Alpine training.
Mm-hmm.
How come they didn't come out with an amplifier to replace the PDX V9? And that's the key word right here in this conversation, replace the PDX V9.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing to replace the PDX V9. No. The A90V is not a replacement for the PDX V9. It is in addition to the PDX V9. Yeah. There is nothing in the lineup like a PDX V9. That is the best 5-channel amplifier Alpine has ever made. Yeah. And at this point is going to be the best 5-channel amplifier they are going to make. Yeah. It uses technology that amplifier doesn't.
Thank you, Jason.
The Japanese are
audio,
really, the Japanese are really funny in that, and it really, trust me, the feel in the room was like, what were you guys thinking? If you give me those two amplifiers, I'm politely handing you back the 90A and going with the PDX V9. Not that the 90A is bad, it's just the PDX V9 is so much better. It is one of, there again, we have one sitting on the counter right over there, that's Fernando's, and we're not putting it in because we have all this other stuff, but
we're going to.
It's gonna. It's something he's going to keep forever because this is the best 5-channel amplifier.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
In that category, there are better that are a lot more money, but for the money that thing is, you're not gonna find anything better.
All right, so I can program the volume and seek 2 different functions in my Pania Grand Prix 99 Kenwood 322 only using pre-outputs. I ordered the pack SWIRZ.
Yes, you can program an SWIRC any way you want. Think of it as your cable remote, like when you want to program a button to do something else. Okay, so when you're programming a steering wheel control, okay, you have the Metro, they do their thing. The pack is real simple. It has an order of listening. So if you're doing a Pioneer, it's volume up, volume down, mute, preset up, preset down, source, track up, track down, a phone feature, answer call, end call, voice. Okay, voice is push to speak. If I hit the first button, which is volume up, and I have a button over here on the steering wheel, if it's got a picture of volume up on it and I want that to be volume up, I can press it. If I don't want it to be volume up, let's say I want that to answer the phone, I pick the order I want it in, so it's going to go in that order. So I have to know what buttons I want to push. So whatever feature I get to, like if I want volume up to be pushed to talk, that's going to be the last thing I set. So that's it. All you have to do is match them up. So if you have 4 buttons over here and you want these 4 features, put them in order, and then you go press, press, and then there's a button on the side for skipping, and then press, and then you're done.
We have a video.
We have several videos.
Oh yeah.
It's real simple.
All right.
Real simple. And guess what? If you don't do it right the first time, you hold the button on the side, you do it again.
All right. 2018 Toyota Tundra. I have a 4-channel amp for the front and rear components. The dash speakers are running off the head unit, but are overpowering the doors. Should I
ditch
the dash, or how would you guys handle them?
So when we're doing the 2018 Toyota Tundra, we don't use the dash power to power the dash speakers anymore. We run everything off the amplifier. So the factory system runs it really kooky like that. And they have the center channel that's mixed monoed off of there, and it's a terrible sounding system. Okay, the Toyota is just a bag of poo set on fire, and it's terrible. What you want to do is you want to just get the left and right output from the radio before the amplifier, and you want to go there if you're not replacing the radio. Personally, I recommend replacing the radio because it sucks, and that doesn't matter how great of speakers you go with, it's still going to suck. And it's a radio you can replace and retain every feature it has, okay? So, and do better. But if you have to keep it, everything needs to go in an amplifier. So your 3.5s, your 6x9s, if you're gonna do a 3.5, put a 3.5, put a 47 microfarad cap on it, you're up the dash, cool. We do 6x9 components when we're doing those, tweeter, mid-range, but yeah, don't run anything off the deck. Plain and simple, don't run anything off the deck. If you have to run it off the deck and you're like, I don't have room, the 455U, like the gentleman was asking about earlier, grab a 455U. It's a $110 amp. Power them off of that. Power the dash and something else off of it. And that way you have a gain control. You can tone them down, turn them up, and get them off of that crap thing.
Kevin said, can I run the epicenter along with the DM608 or A10?
Yes.
Currently running a 4200 NEX and an Alpine PDX V9. Nice.
Yeah.
If you saw where the signal change.
Signal chain is going to, okay, so you're going to come out of the sub out. Okay, so here's the deal with okay, so what you want to do is if you have a 4400, you have the radio, okay, you're going out of the sub output into the DM, all right, no problem there. Turn the crossover off on the radio. Turn the crossover off on the DM. You don't need it. You're just going to be coming out of the channel, going through the subwoofer. Now on the DM, you can tell whatever channel you want it to be whatever you want. So you can. It doesn't matter. So you're telling it. I want channel 7/8 to be the subwoofer, but I don't need a crossover. So you can just turn it off or make it so wide it doesn't matter. Your radio, you can do the same thing. If you turn it up to 220 hertz on the subwoofer, it's all it needs to see. Use the subwoofer crossover on the amplifier. So you come out of the radio, into the DM, out of the DM, into that, out of that, into the amplifier. Use the amplifier and the crossover, everything is great. And if you saw the video we did on the Epicenter, basically the reason why you don't want the sub crossover on, which was the big question we had, is that it needs those frequencies to the far right in order to octave them down to create the sub sound. So if you cross it over at 80 hertz, the best it can ever do is perform a 40 hertz bass note. Well, that might be too low, or it just might not work. So, plus it's already crossed over, so it might sound crappy. So, battery versus cat. Battery always
definitely wins. What radio do you put in the 2000 in the Tundra, and why?
Scar Audio.
We have a video. We have a video that how to choose radio. So check it out. See what features do you actually looking for.
Plus, we have several videos with Toyota Tundras that we actually put radios in.
You can check it out. Those. All right. Good 6.5 coaxial speakers for around 50 and 60.
Check out the TSA Pioneers. TSA Pioneers or the CX Kickers.
Oh, check the Phoenix Gold. Phoenix Gold has a nice.
Yeah, like the R
series.
R series. Yeah, those three. Those should get you in that price range. Hey guys, any chance of a double link can be installed in a 2009 Aston Martin DB9 dash kit? It'd be custom, straight up custom. It's gonna cost you a fortune.
But you can do that.
There's a couple places. I know Titan Motoring out of Tennessee would be the place I would take it if I was going to do it. And it's going to cost you wow. Because they're going to hand build you a kit that's going to retain all your stuff. There's laser engineering that has to be done.
All right.
It's not fun.
So he's eating all the peanuts back there. Yeah, that's what he eats. Okay.
Yeah, that's the installer's trail mix. We put a video up on it. Unsalted.
Unsalted.
And I mix them with dark chocolate and raisins.
All right. I have a Rockford Fosgate R501, and when I drive, it seems all the audio will cut off.
Yummy.
It seems like the amp turns off, but then still on. Probably you have the gains turned all the way up.
So amplifiers turn off for a couple different reasons. One, input sensitivity. If you overdrive the input of the amplifier, most amplifiers have protection built into them that will shut off the amplifier for a given amount of time in order for that circuit to cool down.
Wow, it's raining.
I know.
Crazy.
Two, most amplifiers have thermal protection built into them. If you put them in a position where they can't get enough air and they get too hot, they shut down. Three, power. Meaning if you don't give them enough power, you go below whatever the rated power input is, they shut down until that power is then seen and it'll turn on. Digital multimeter will tell you if you're getting enough power to the amplifier. It'll also tell you if you have too low of a resistance on the amplifier. Resistance is a product of heat, so let's say if your amplifier only works at 2 ohms and you have it running 1 ohm, you're going to overheat the amplifier, depending on where you have it mounted. Obviously it's going to bake and it's going to shut off because you're going into thermal protection. Or it has, along with thermal protection, it also has a short circuit protection. It thinks you're shorting it out constantly. So that's almost 4 things.
Card gift.
But those are the things that you want to look at anytime you have an amplifier that shuts off. It's going to be one of those things. That's all it can be. Other than the amplifier just being bad. And one of those is usually what results in the amplifier being bad. Recommended replacement coaxials for a factory 2004 Mustang radio.
2014 Mustang radio. It's not the 8-inch. Well, it depends.
Well, it's a 5x7 up top and then the 8-inch on the bottom. Okay, when it comes to 5x7s or 6x8, choking on a peanut. It's real simple. There's one that I recommend to everyone.
Yeah, I'm still tired, man.
Yeah, I know, right? There's only one 5x7 that exists in my world, and that is the Rockford Fosgate Power Series. That's with a T. I don't get it. 5x7, 6x8. That's the best one out there, okay? Hands down, best one out there. Does it need a little bit of power? That'd be a good idea. Now, in lieu of that, because that one's like crazy, Focal makes the...
Yeah.
What's the... Integration.
Yeah,
Focal makes the integration series.
Yeah.
Really nice set of speakers. Might be a little less money. I don't know.
New design, new model. Nice.
They work well with the factory amplifiers and stuff like that, whereas the T series are a little bit more power hungry.
CDP K2s are amazing.
There you go. Coaxials, K2 coaxial speakers are nice. K2 coaxials are, yes, they are very nice.
Nice.
And that's the one thing I like about the K2 series. I feel Focal does that a lot of manufacturers don't. They take their high-end series and they build a coaxial out of it. Because nothing sucks more. Like with Rockford, you have the T series T2s. They don't make a T2 coaxial. Why would you not do that? There's plenty of applications where it's called for. Exelons are good for the money also.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But still, you asked what my favorites were, and I'm going to tell you.
You know, until you put the morels.
Well, these are 5x7s.
Dean, I sent you an email. A sticker, please check it out. Yes. Yes, he's gonna check it out.
So yeah, I'll have to check. Sue's actually handling all those. Now, as far as the stickers go, we talked about the stickers. And I forgot to, I was going to print off a sign and tell you guys where to send your emails. It is in Monday's video, which would be Tuesday's YouTube show, the rebroadcast of where you can do it. Don't worry, Monday I'll start off the show with that, and I'll put a link to it so that you guys can get the stickers and we can get those start rolling out here. Everyone gets a sticker. We got the cool 5-star stickers that we're going to be giving away to everyone, so just be patient.
Be patient.
This week was really tough coming back, but everyone's gonna get stickers.
All right, I forgot right here.
Yeah.
Looking to upgrade an audio control SC7i for OEM integration. Any recommendation?
So, okay, good question. The first question would be, what do you want to do? Now, when we install LC7i, immediately, if someone wants to EQ out of an LC7i, we walk them into an LCQ1. Because an LCQ1 is very similar in features to the LC7i if you don't need to do summing. So if you had a factory radio and you had left front and rear, 4-channel, no big deal, and you're creating a sub off of the rear, you know, it's just a basic install, the LCQ1 is a great addition. Gives you a 6-band EQ for front, 6-band EQ for rear, and a 5-band EQ for the subwoofer. Plus it also has AccuBass, just like the LC. And it's just plug and play. You literally unplug the LC7i, you plug in the LCQ1. All the connectors are the same. They're more or less in the same place. So that's a great upgrade from an LC7i. Now, if you want to get out of an LC7i and you want to get into something like a processor, there again, it depends on how you're using the LC7i. If you're not doing any summing, you could go with a DSR1, because a DSR1 has 4 channels of input only. Now, if you need to do something that has, let's say, 6 channels of input, like the LC7 would take, the LCQ1 will still work, but then you're going to want to look at the DM608. Now, for those of you who don't understand the model numbers on a DM608, why it's called a 608 is because it's 6 channels of input to 8 channels of output. Now, those 8 channels of output can be arranged in different ways. So if you want to do front, rear, center, sub. If you want to do front tweeter, front, mid, rear, center, sub. So it basically has 3 pairs of stereo channels and 2 pairs of mono channels.
Hello,
so you can do all kinds of fun with it. And then the 810 is 8 channels of input,
G35.
10 channels of output. So if you saw the IS250 pictures that I posted up on Instagram, on the Facebook page, or if you want to see other pictures on 5-Star Dean or
Mr. Lopez /13.
5-Star Dean is so much easier. Anyways, you'll see we used a DM810. The reason why we used the DM810 is because in this IS250, it had a center channel, it had front tweeters, it had front mids. And when we combine the two, like if you saw the picture I put up yesterday on the store page, when we combine the two to test for effects of summing, there was a huge null when we combined the two. So we're like,
Christian,
let's go active. So that means we had to use channels 1 and 2, 3 and 4. This was one of the mono channels for the center channel. Retain the center channel, which is cool. And then we had the rear channels, because he wanted rear. And then we had the sub. So that used all 8 inputs on this amplifier. And then we used 8 outputs coming out of the DM810. So there was 2 channels that we weren't using. But it made it real nice because we were able to just go into the processor and say, we want these to do this to do that to do that. Booyah, baby.
Car Gift, let me know how to sound. Nice.
Carl, dude, man.
I know, right?
Break, man. We're trying as hard as we can. Look, I was just happy that I got a video out this week. I got to be honest with you. I mean, editing the show video, I wanted to get that out because I wanted to just move Knowledge Fest as far, like this week is Knowledge Fest. We had the pre-Knowledge Fest, we had Knowledge Fest, and then this week was Knowledge Fest is over. Next week, it's going to be we're not going to talk about it again until the next one rolls around that we're going to. Because that's gone. But I wanted to get that whole package done. So actually getting at least one video out this week other than Knowledge Fest was like, I felt good. Plus I also edited Haley's show last night. So the Boring Life of Dean and Haley, which she was giving me crap about. She was like, Christian, hey man, you gonna come with this? What, Dad, we're supposed to release on Tuesday. Where's the video? I'm like, dude, I want to get some sleep, man. Slow it down, killer. So...
All right.
What did that say about Metro and Corvette?
I have no idea.
Metro does have a Corvette kit. We've put up a video on it. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Any good way to do it? Any good way to determine it?
Any good way to determine clipping? I saw that part.
Clipping on a source level radio series.
Good way? Not really. I mean, other than the DD1, so you can see it, or oscilloscope, so you can see the square wave.
Yeah.
Oscilloscope is nice. You can get an oscilloscope for like
$70.
$70.
Yeah.
Just put in this guy here, scope meter. This is the model number.
Yeah.
LM2001. You can pick up on Amazon for
Haley's back to school.
And you can play a 1,000 hertz test track through it. Sirius XM is going to be rough. You know, doing the FM radio, basically what you want to do is you want to do something close to it. So if you did like an aux jack input, that's going to tell you. So wherever your aux jack input's going to distort at, your radio is going to be really close to that.
G35, I don't think so. I don't think they make dual zero gauge ferro, man. They not that. And no. Well, they make them pretty big. Go to ferrosdirect.com. Type in. You can just pick whatever you want. They go pretty big. Haley is back to school. The nice thing is she comes home on the weekend, so the show is going to keep going. Tomorrow we're going to film the next one, so that'll be fun. Okay, Jeff, if you install component speakers and active setup, do you install the caps on the tweeters?
It depends. It really depends. So, it's not a bad idea. Every manufacturer, it's funny. So a lot of this people talking at the show were like, active. You need to go active. You need to go active. Active. And you're like, okay, fine, we get it. We're going to go active. Great. Woohoo. Yay.
I'm not active right
now. No, exactly. And then you call them up, you say, hey, listen, man, yo, bro, check this out. And this is one manufacturer in particular that really kind of, because I was like, dude, I've called you guys and asked you about this. And you're like, no, don't do that. Now you're sitting here telling me this is all I have to do? Suck it. So... they all recommend having a cap on the tweeter to save the tweeter, because of all the crossover points that are going to get screwed up, it's the tweeter. The tweeter is always going to die. You're always going to try to play too much sound through the tweeter, and you're going to blow it. The other thing, too, is the gain on the tweeter. And that was one of the nice things when we were talking to Andy's class, and he was talking about actual wattage that gets to the tweeter by the time everything is said and done. The tweeter gets almost no power. It's funny how people blow them so quickly. But... yes, a cap isn't a bad idea, especially if you've never done active before. A nice cap on there will save it from getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Most manufacturers recommend it. Whether you call Focal, whether you call Alpine or Rockford or whatever, they all say, hey, run the tweeter cap. It's not going to hurt anything. And I'm like, well, what's the point? But the point is that when you really look at how much power a tweeter gets and how less of power it needs to actually power the tweeter, the cap really isn't going to hurt anything. It's the mid-range that active is really doing all the magic at. Taking that power-hungry passive crossover out of the mid-range and letting it play without that is what makes it louder. And at the end of the day, with 5-star car stereo, the mid-range is what you want more of, not necessarily the tweeter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not going to hurt anything to run a cap on the tweeter.
Right. All right, for 260 watts program door speakers, what size amp do I need? Thinking about the key.
260 watts?
Yeah.
What kind of speakers are those?
I don't know.
So
I
the
think
key
it's
is
like
what?
speakers?
The key is like 60 watts by 60, 70 watts by 4. I mean, we put the KR? No, KX. What is
the KX?
Or the KX? We put 4 KX series on them.
And I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
It was loud.
Yeah,
it was really loud.
I think
was definitely
you'll be
enough.
okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, why not? Just trying to tune the system. Oh, yeah.
Cool, man.
No, the nice thing about the IS is the IS was all active to begin with, so there was already active crossovers in there. We just had to adjust them to what we were putting in, move them up just a little bit. And the whole idea was, with this particular system, was we wanted to use the EQ. The car was already time corrected from the factory. We weren't worried about that. What we needed was the EQ, because it's EQ'd to those crappy little $10 speakers that were in there. So we wanted to make sure we could go in and re-EQ everything.
What's that from Canada?
And we EQ'd the heck out of it. And it was like, I mean, it took us like, what? That was like 2.5, 3 hours tuning that car. Yeah. And a lot of it was because we just wanted to sit there and listen to music. Not gonna lie. I mean, when we're tuning the car, you tune it, and then, of course, then the battery goes dead in the laptop. That was smart on my part. We lost half the tune, had to start over again. Damn, had to listen to more music in the car.
Yeah. Mario, no, we use a Stinger. That's the only wire we use, Stinger. I never heard about
Once
that
I kill 4 tweeters anytime. Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. I had a guy come in the other day, and he was active in his car, and it was they were all loud.
I remember I killed one tweeter one side because I hooked it up backwards. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. You took the mid up to the tweeter,
and I'm like, and you're like,
launch that thing.
Sorry.
It happens. It happens.
I have a 2018 Silverado. I want to upgrade the sound system.
Remember the guy in the Civic that just kept frying? We put K2. I mean, we put T2 tweeters in it. Finally, just because he kept roasting the tweeters. What was the question?
All right, I have a 2018 Chevy Silverado. I want to keep my radio, but I want to upgrade my system. It has no amplifier.
Sucks. You're gonna have to go high level.
High level. Yeah.
We've talked about that a couple times on here before. Really, it just comes down to the door chime and fun stuff like that. Right now, the Amp Pro is not compatible with the 8-inch screen that doesn't have Bose because of the FM tuner thing, which we talked about. Basically, what happens is when you put the Amp Pro into the 8-inch screen, it takes anything that's tuner related, so FM, Sirius, AM, and it only gives you one channel output. Not necessarily right or left, one channel output. That one channel, there's a switch in there that you can flick that they're not talking about, and that will take that one channel and parallel it onto the other channel. It's not stereo and it's not mono. It's one channel. So everything, let's say left, will now be played. So you have 2 left channels. So if there's a guy talking on the right side, you don't get that sound. But if you just listen to your phone all the time and you never listen to radio or you just listen to talk radio, it's a doable thing. You can plug the Amp Pro in and it'll still function. If you don't want to do that, like you need AM, FM, or you need Sirius XM because that's the thing, then what you're going to have to do is use some kind of processor, and you're going to have to just plug into it like we did in the Camaro video we put up last week, where we used the Access DSP. That's the same basic thing. You can use any DSP and do it the same way. Plug in a T-harness, plug in your DSP, plug in your amplifiers, and go. Check that video out. That's going to be the closest one that we have to helping you out on your GM because it's going to be the same basic idea.
All right. Somebody said, can you control the voice from the Garmin on the Kenwood radio?
Yeah.
Or it have to be manual?
No, you can control the voice of the Garmin. When the Garmin is
right
talking,
here.
turn the volume down.
995S.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only manual.
No, there's a volume control for every feature. So, I mean, you can go in. There is a volume control for the Garmin. It's usually all the way up. You can turn it down. Yeah. Eddie, a multimeter or an O-scope? Well, the scope that we just showed you is both.
It's a multimeter
and a multimeter scope. So just pick that up for $80.
$70.
Then you're good. Have fun. It's a great piece. Nice screen. We did a review on it too. So if you go back to the tool drawer or Tool Time, I think it's like Tool Time is the playlist. We have a playlist that's got Tool in the title. Go to that. We have a review of that in there. We haven't done it in a while because we just haven't had any tools to talk about.
Control it with your voice.
Oh no, you cannot control it with your voice. Garmin does not use. All right. Pre-Siri and all the versions of that, Google Voice and all that, it sucked. Okay, because there's no companies behind it putting any effort into it. So Garmin, like Pioneer, they used to have it in theirs and it was terrible. So you either have pissed off customers because the voice doesn't work, or you have a functioning GPS system. your fingers never have to worry about it. You type it in, it's going to get it. So Garmin is not controlled from your voice. They've left that feature out. However, if you have CarPlay or Android Auto, those will both work with your voice.
All right. Does the video bypass works on a Pioneer AVIC 5201?
All you have to do on a 5201 is ground the wire, hold the bottom corner. We have a video up on how to do that, and then I'll say set on in the middle of the screen. There's no video bypass required for that.
No.
It's just ground and hold.
Bottom left, from your side,
left.
like that.
It's literally just right in the corner, just press and hold.
Yeah.
It takes about 15 seconds, feels like a day.
Yeah. But
there you go. Literally Amazon 79. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. For scope and digital multimeter.
Nice,
yep,
yeah.
It's a nice little piece. It's not bad. We never use it, but we did. And we got another one just in case we needed to show you guys. Buy this.
Will the Alpine 45
be sufficient to run the tweeters on an active system currently running a 4200? Yeah, but I wouldn't. I would use I would use it to run something else. And if you have a PDX V9, I would use the PDX V9 to run the tweeters because the PDX V9 actually has an active crossover system built into it. It has a 10-time multiplier switch for channels 1 and 2, so you can use that to run the tweeters active. And then once you turn that on, it automatically creates a bandpass channel out of 3 and 4 for the mid-range. Then take the 455U and put it on those silly rear speakers that you don't need to hear. The tweeters are important. You want a good quality, awesome amplifier on there. So that's what I would do with that. I wouldn't go active with, no. Do it my way. You'll be much happier. And I'm surprised Christian hasn't said, that's how I did mine. It was great. Because that's how he did his, and it was great. Rockford Fosgate 6.5s. PLs are the...
It's a good set.
Is that a good set?
It's a good set.
It's the P's,
all right.
So that's
I have a Metra... Hang on.
Right there. I have a Metra dash kit for a Pioneer and a Mustang. Is there a way to make the radio fit flush in the dash kit? Not really. I mean, you could try sliding it back some, but it's still gonna.
But it's gonna head because it's the 8400.
What does that mean?
8400. I'm sorry. Never mind.
I mean, there are adjustments on the side. Like, if you ever seen us put a radio in a bracket, you see those long things. Sometimes you can move them back and forth to get them in. Really, what you run into is if there's room behind the radio. Sometimes you can't go, but a lot of the times you can move it in just a tad to where it looks a little better. What was the best sounding car at K-Fest? That was the
Chevy.
Focal truck that was there.
Chevy Silverado.
Chevy Silverado, full-size truck. It's the trainer guy that works for them. He had a pair of Gladen 3.5 coaxials in the dash, a pair of Focal mid-bass in the door, and 2 of the new Focal subwoofers, the shallow mounts underneath his back seat using the Moscone, because they're all one company. Gladen, Moscone, Focal, it's all under a company called Orca for those of you guys that aren't in the business. So that's why. And then he put, what, 400 or 500 pounds worth of sound deadening in them? He had those 6 speakers. He had the Sony head unit paired up to an iPad, and that was it. That was all he did. And, oh my God. And Jesus.
At one point, you can actually feel the subwoofer right here in the center. That was insane. That was like, crazy. Oh my God, that was really
the imaging on this thing really makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing.
Pretty much.
Because, I don't even want to know how long it's in this.
The Focal motorcycle, that was loud.
That was loud. That was loud. So, okay, impressive. In my book, you have to impress me. I mean, you have to do something that not everyone can do. Not everyone can do what this guy did with this pickup truck, okay? You know, the Focal motorcycle, that was a beautiful install. It was
loud, man.
It was amazing sounding because it was K2s. It sounded great. It was fun. It was enjoyable. But it's not like, oh my God, because it's anyone can do that can install. Tuning and taking those 6 speakers and making them sound the way they did in this car.
Oh my God, man.
That takes talent beyond talent. Like, that's a whole nother level of like.
That was amazing.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Now, granted, the first thing I thought of when I sat in the car was, are we going to turn on the subwoofer so we can actually have this thing move a little bit of air? But that's not what it was designed for.
But I guess it's like the rule of sound quality is like...
There's rules, and then they can only get so loud, and it's like, but because of that, you have all this headroom to do what you want. Like you said, the subwoofer sounded like it was coming out of the center of the dash,
that was amazing.
and it was underneath the back seat. That's because you have a volume limit that everything has to play at, so you can do that kind of thing. So it was really nice. Love my Fotal K2 6 and 6x9 components. They're amazing. And actually, Fernando, after the show, was sitting there going, dude, I need to save up and buy some Utopias. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, slow it down, man.
Yes.
Slow it down. So he's like, oh, I want the Utopias.
I need the Utopias.
What do I need to hook up a sub in a 2018 Hyundai Sonata? You need a high-level to low adapter and a power kit.
Yep.
Easiest thing. Find out where the bass is coming from in the car, meaning is it coming from the factory front door speaker? Is there a factory subwoofer? Hook your high level, low level up to that speaker, go to town.
Okay, this is cool. Since you guys never work on an F-150 Super Crew,
yeah, right.
looking to change factory.
Everything.
Everything, looking for ideas. Down
on the bottom.
Yeah, right here. Location and most important, hard hitting sub. No loud, just hard thumbs.
All right. So lately we've done a couple of them now. The Fox box makes an F-150 underseat box for that. Really nice. Really.
Yes, nuclear vision. Yes, we recommend the P312. It's nice.
All right, take it easy, Jason. Thanks for stopping in as usual.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, so we'll make this real quick. Foxbox makes a really nice box. You can put some real 10-inch woofers in. We've been doing some Alpine R-types and some Rockford P3s up underneath the seat and that, trying to get that full, nice, deep bass sound, not over the top, just nice full impact. Yeah. However, you can get into something like a Comp RT 12 underneath there and get that nice hard hitting sound, not necessarily deep low bass like you would get out of a real driver. As far as the speakers go inside that, what year was the new one? So that's a 6x9. 6x9s, you got really nice ones to choose from. Focal makes an integration set if you're trying to do something that's a little more reasonable as far as keeping the price down and you're not going to go crazy on the amplifiers. You want to go like small 5 channels. Something like a PDR V75 or the Rockford 1000.
Thank you, G35.
Something like those speakers would be great on that. If you want to go a little bit better, Alpine makes the X Series 6x9 components. Yeah.
Bye, Scotty.
You can put a PDX V9 on those, get really nice sound out of those. 500 watts for the sub, that would power the whole thing. Yeah, something like that would work really nice. All right, guys, that takes us to an hour. As Jason said, you can find us at dnftooldrawer.com. That's where you can find all the cool tools that we use to do all the videos. Teespring is where you can find cool 5-star shirts, which we wore on our little trip. Patreon is if you want to support the page. Thank you guys, as always, for watching.
See you later,
questions.
Victor.
If we didn't get to your question, I apologize. You can ask us again on Monday where we'll go Facebook Live.
Next Sunday. Next Saturday. Sorry.
What about next Saturday? Or you can wait till next Saturday here on YouTube. We'll be live again. Hopefully this week is going to be back to normal, which means lots of videos for you guys to watch and enjoy. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm trying to sleep. I can't.
I know.
They're gonna change the carpet on my.
Yeah, it sucks for you, buddy.
Yeah, no.
All right, guys. You have
a
wonderful, safe weekend as always. We'll see you guys next time. On to the next one. Be good. Bye. I need the mouse.
You need the mouse?
I need the mouse.
I don't like